Hi everybody, it's Dennis Ichi again, giving you another blast from the past from my Norris days. I hope that you enjoy some of these stories because they're not written in the books. This is my experience in actually doing a fight scene in a movie with the late great Jim Kelly called Black Belt Jones. Believe it or not though, the best part is the first 5 minutes. When I was a red belt, shortly after Enter the Dragon was made, Bob Wall is working. He got the job as stunt choreographer for this up and coming great movie called Black Belt Jones, with the star of Jim Kelly, who was in Enter the Dragon. So they paired up again two of the guys that were chief characters in that movie. Bob Wall came to the studio and he recruited many of the guys, handpicked about 4 or 5 guys to be in the opening scene of Jim Kelly beating them up around a police car. And the lead bad guy or mafia guy was supposed to be John Natividad. Now, those of you who know who John Natividad is, he was one of the most phenomenal Norris black belts that they had. So he was the lead bad guy, and they started rehearsing, and then 2 or 3 days before the shoot, he got the flu. Bob Wall was not very happy, so he came to me because he needed Asians, and I'm Asian. I fit the bill. He says, "Hey Dennis, I need you." I goes, "Okay, Mr. Wall, what do you want me to do?" He says, "I need you to take John Natividad's place." I went, "John Natividad's place? I mean, come on. He's an icon, and I'm just a red belt. I'm not even a black belt yet." He goes, "You're gonna do it?" And I went, "Yes, sir." So we went. We didn't do any rehearsal. I said, "What am I supposed to do?" He says, "I'll tell you when we get to the set." In those days, I guess they did it that way. There wasn't weeks and weeks of rehearsal in a gym with stunt choreographers and all. It wasn't like that. So we were supposed to show up at a parking lot in downtown LA at 8 o'clock in the morning, 4 of us. So there we were. We went there. We checked in. Bob Wall came and said, "Okay, guys, we'll tell you when you're gonna be on." So we sat there, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. Lunchtime. We got one of the perks is they had a great catering truck, so we ate and we said, "Hey, this is great stuff. We're getting free food and a little bit of pay, and we haven't worked yet." It took us, out of an 8-hour shift, 7 hours we waited. 7 hours away. Then he said, "Okay, karate guys, get up and get ready to go. We're gonna shoot in a few minutes." So we got up, we started warming up a little bit. Another half an hour. It felt like a tournament. You know, you get up ready to go, and all of a sudden you got to wait another hour. So we waited about another 45 minutes, and then they took us over to a mock-up police car. It was a black and white police car, and they put sugar glass in the windows. And the sugar glass is the kind they break that you can easily break, and it doesn't cut you all up. And so we lined up around the car, and the first guy, Jim Kelly, came out, and the first bad guy came out, and Jim Kelly took him out. Second guy, Jim Kelly took out. Third guy, Jim Kelly's looking in the side rear view mirror, and he sees a guy sneaking up with a knife like this. So Jim Kelly opens the door like this, and the guy lunges at him, and he goes right through the glass as you'll see in the trailer. And then that was my cue. I was last. I was the lead guy. I thought, okay, so I set up, and Bob Wall stands up and tells Jim Kelly, and Jim Kelly is the type of person that doesn't want to be told exactly what kind of choreography to do. So Bob Wall says, "This is what we want." The director was there, the cameraman was there. So we set up. So Jim Kelly was on one side and I was on the other. And we were in our street clothes, long hair, bell bottoms, platform shoes, 70s. All you need to do is a little John Travolta to make it work. But that was the look in those days. So we had to do our karate in those outfits of the day. So we started the fight scene, and then the director said, Jim Kelly says, "Stop," and the director says, "Cut," and the director said, and Bob Wall said to Jim Kelly, "What's wrong?" And he says, "I don't like this side." And he looked at me and he says, "Can you kick with the other leg?" And I thought, I'm a Norris black belt. I'm a Tang Soo Do red belt. Excuse me, I'm not a black belt. I'm a Tang Soo Do red belt. I can kick with either leg. I told him that. "Excuse me, sir, in all due respect, I can kick with either leg," because he favored his right side. He was like a Joe Louis black belt. He was a right leg kicker and a right hand back knuckler or back fister, as they call them in those days. So he had his left leg in front facing the camera, so we switched positions, and he had his right foot in front, so he was happy, and he was the star. The scene was set up, so I would throw some kicks at him, and he would counter this, and ultimately he'd throw me over the back trunk of the police car, and there was a crash pad, looked like a mattress on the other side. So I would, as he threw me, I would jump over the back of the police car and roll off, and that was the end of that scene. We set it up. The director says, "Okay, action," and we did it. Boom, 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 down, down, strike, strike, strike. Threw me over. I fell. Cut. Great take, the director said. That was a great take. He's looking at it in the camera, and he says, "Okay, let's do it again. Let's move the camera over here, and let's do the scene again." So we shot the same scene again, and as it turned out, he liked the first take better from the camera angle. So we did it twice. It was a short scene, as you'll see. Well, here we go. He took out 4 bad guys all around the police car, and then here's the last one. All good martial artists, Tongsudo martial artists. And then here we go. Nope, I'm the next one. Jim Kelly, as you see, was a good martial artist. There's the sugar glass again. There he is, the guy with all the hair. That's me. I attacked Jim Kelly with a knife. Forgot about this knife. I was setting up, I was getting ready for and I had to react too. I had to make it look like a hit. And that's what we worked on a lot. It was important. He only got the guys who could react like that. I was supposed to throw 2 lame round kicks so I get hit with a back knuckle. And then I throw that turning heel kick, it catches my leg. The bell-bottom jeans, look at that. The amazing thing is all the hair. And over the top. I'm glad they shot him in the butt and not kill him. Although these guys are out. That was it. And when I saw the movie itself, I thought, oh, after you see my opening scene though, I don't recommend watching the rest of the movie because it's not the greatest movie of all time. It's what we call cheesy. But in the 70s, that was the martial arts genre of movie that came out, that rode the tide of the Enter the Dragon fame. They were hoping to ride on the coattails of Enter the Dragon, but it didn't quite match up to that. And God rest his soul, rest in peace. He did his best. He was a great tournament fighter. I saw him fight in tournaments. He was a legitimate martial artist.